It's done.
My first payment is done. Guys,
With joy and gratitude.
with joy and gratitude, we are going to repay these loans. I was like, you know what? Once I finish school, I'm going to be getting the money and I plan to pay this off in 3 years. It made sense in my head, but here we are. I was out here getting married. I was out here having babies. I was out here buying houses. Like,
I've been there. I tried to call them and say, oh, can you push it a little more?
and then what did they say?
And then you see, they don't have empathy.
What am I gonna do? When you're taking those loans, try to take the minimal that you can. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. This is Elle from Elle and Nick, and thank you all for clicking on this video. And today I have a very special guest here. As you can see, guys, I will introduce her in a second, but today we have a really interesting topic. I know a lot of you that will view this video are probably students who have student loans, and today we will be talking about it because we are both in that situation of student loans, and we want to talk about some of the things that we've experienced with the student loans, how we got into it, what we're doing about it, what our plans are about it, what you can do about it if you're in a place where you're not sure, or, you know, just giving knowledge on what our experience has been with the student loans. We are located in the US. We are both doctors. Shout out. And so, as you guys may know, I'm a doctor. I got my degree in doctoral pharmacy. And this is one of my closest friends, guys. If you don't know her, I mean, if you know me, you probably know her, okay? And she's here today to represent. I'm so excited that you're here today. Welcome to our set.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you for gracing us. I've been waiting for this day for so long, guys. Like, I've been like telling her, I can't wait for you to come to my channel. And today is the day, and I couldn't be more excited because one of the journeys we've shared together is like going to school, inspiring each other, encouraging each other, getting into debt, I guess, together, and now trying to get out of it together.
Degree and debt.
Why am I forgetting the degree part? Getting a degree together. We graduated the same day, guys, from the same school. And so we've walked through the journey together. And so, babes, introduce yourself to the people.
Hi, everybody. And thank you for having me.
You're welcome. I'm so happy.
This is so new to me. Nice to meet you all virtually. My name is Dr. Grace Mwangi.
Woohoo! Did you guys hear the doctor? Why are you whispering the doctor part? It's like, Dr. Grace Mwangi. She is Dr. Grace Mwangi. Mm-hmm.
Yes, my doctorate is in a family nurse practitioner. Mm-hmm. And yes, I'm here to share about how I got here with a degree, with debt, and walking around that.
Yes.
And here we are.
Exactly. So guys, this should be really informative. It should be very entertaining. So stay tuned and let's get started with the conversation. When I decided that I wanted to go to school, okay, actually this journey starts from way back. Like when I moved from Kenya and came here, and I was like, I want to go to school, and I learned that, you know, you have to pay tuition and everything for college education. Instantly, everybody was like, oh, you can get government assistance through applying for FAFSA, and when you're undergrad, you get grants. And for me, during my undergrad, I got grants, I got scholarships. So I finished my undergrad with minimal loans, if any. And what was your situation when you first started school and paying for your school for your undergrad?
For me, yeah, it was different, and I did get scholarships. So that's I was trying to do this without debt. So for my graduate, I did get scholarship. I tried grants, and that helped. And I was working full time, so I was able to pay my school along with the scholarship that helped. So fortunately, I didn't have to get any loans with my undergraduate.
Oh, okay. So what was your undergraduate in?
I am an undergraduate was in Bachelor of Science in Nursing.
Okay.
And then, yes.
That's good. So you graduated Bachelor of Science in Nursing with no loans, and I graduated with my bachelor's in psychology, and I had a little bit of loans, maybe like just very minimal. It wasn't anything like to write home about, so close to nothing. And so after that, I decided that I wanted to further my education, go into pharmacy school, and that would be a lot more expensive because usually they charge a lot more and it's per year and you have to come up with a tuition, and it's not money that I felt I could, even if I was working full-time. Maybe if I was working full-time at the time, I could have afforded, but you're going to school at the same time and you're going to professional school, so it's really difficult. So there was the option of taking loans. And so that was what I was leaning into for paying my tuition. And what was your situation when you were going from undergrad to graduate school?
Yes, initially I thought I'll pull it off when I was applying and like how I did undergraduate, but then the reality checks in that, of course, I have to go into clinicals and all that. So it was going to take more time and being able to know how like if I'm going to be able to work, I couldn't really be 100% sure if that was going to be the case or I'll have to quit work. So I knew for certain that what was important to me at that point is furthering my degree, and I was willing to do whatever it took, and then like student loans, so that I don't have that insecurity and fear of being out of school because I can't pay or all that. So it was a priority, and I wanted to just make sure that I have the right resources for me to be able to do that.
Okay. So what kind of loan did you end up getting?
For me, I was still working, so I couldn't qualify for most of the other loans. So because of my income then, so I went to the private option.
Okay.
So that's how I got my student loan.
Oh, that's good. So I ended up going with the federal loan, so with the government still applying for my FAFSA every year and getting tuition paid for, and then they would also give you like a stipend for your expenses. I would still work part-time, just a few hours a week, just to supplement. But majority of my tuition and my expenses, I took the loan the federal loan. I was able to do that through the FAFSA in the school. So when I was in school and when I was taking these loans, I feel like they don't really emphasize, it is good to have the option to get the loans, but I feel like there's not much emphasis about, you're going to pay these later. For you, I feel like, I did it more like, you did it in a more adult way, I think.
I don't know what.
Because you're like working and, thinking about you paying for your school yourself and all that. And I feel like I'm just going to get a loan.
That was cool.
Yeah, but did you think about like the repaying process when you were taking the loans?
I remember the couple times I had to do it because you have to do it I guess they do it every year. However much you're applying for the year, school year. So each time I remember, of course, I love math, so I look at the percentages and I'm looking, and then of course, 5 years looks far away.
So far
I'll get this done.
Yeah,
I'll just finish it, So, but I did it. I was looking at those. I did look at the terms.
Oh my God. Now that you're talking about it, I remember they used to have you sign like some stuff that you have gone through, like what the numbers are and what your interest will be. But I used to do those like,
Close your eyes.
yeah. Where do I sign now?
Yeah.
Like, just show me where to sign. Because like in my head, I was like, what am I gonna do? Like, even if
There's
I
no other
stress
option.
about this, like I'm
Then
already in
what?
school. Okay, I'm gonna have to pay later, but like I'm in my second year, like
Yeah.
I don't have money. Like, what is my other
No
option?
manna from heaven.
I know. I have to sign this so that you guys can give me the student loan. So that was my mindset. And I feel like I should have paid more attention to what it actually means because now that I'm an adult, okay, you guys know what I mean. Now that I have to actually like repay these loans, like now I have to think about the things I didn't think about then. I'm not saying that it was a bad decision to take the loans. I'm just saying like I could have maybe paid a little bit more attention of what this actually means. So if you're like in undergrad or you're planning to go to graduate school, just think about it. It's good to have the option, to get the loans because that's a way to be able to further your education. Some of these tuition fees in the US, it's really, really expensive. So not a lot of people are able to pay out of pocket. We are immigrant kids, so our parents are not able to like pay for our tuition. They don't have money stacked up from when we were young to pay for that. So we had to find our own way to pay for our education. But when you're taking those loans, try to take the minimal that you can, right? That's what I would do. Like I would probably just take enough for tuition and then just find a way to survive like other ways without adding more on the loans, right? So those are things that you can think about. Do you really need all the money you're taking out? And if you do you know what it means in like when the future comes, right? Yeah. So those are just things I would say, think about that when you're doing it, and make sure you're making good financial decisions for yourself even beforehand. So what was your plan to repay the loans once you graduated?
Oh, I have all sorts of ideas. How I'll win a lotto without playing.
The lie we all
girl
tell
can't
ourselves.
imagine.
Oh my god! You're like some billionaire will be feeling rich.
Please, if you're still out there, you can donate to an African child.
Yes, please, yes. We are still open to donations and sponsorships, not sponsorships, scholarships. Scholarships, very different.
Very different.
Yeah.
So there was that. But I knew my degree was worth it. I knew wholeheartedly. I didn't doubt any bit of it. And I was like, I'll crunch my numbers when I feel like it, and I'll be like, okay, I'll graduate school. Once I secure a job, I'll live the same lifestyle I've had, so not have to change things, so that I'm able to just lump sum and pay it off. And that was my plan. And yeah.
Okay, we'll come to the point where she tells us if the plan actually worked.
If the plan planned.
Yeah, if the plan planned out. My plan was, I was like, you know what? Once I finish school, I'm going to be getting the money, and I plan to pay this off in 3 years. Yeah. Somebody check me. 2023, I'll be done. I will have no more loans. It made sense in my head. I'm like, I'm just going to keep living as a student and pay all of my salary towards the loan. Like, just kill it. 3 years, nothing else, just student loans. That was the plan, guys.
Plans.
But here we are. So yeah. How did that go?
A little thing called life.
A slight inconvenience.
Teeny tiny
Inconvenience called life happened.
I mean, we could blame COVID. Something.
Why not?
Something. But yeah, life will start. Life is exciting, and you're like, oh, this is not a person who's gonna knock at my door. It's telling me, pay it all.
Pay back.
Okay, I could really stretch this a little bit. Really don't have to
really
follow through the plan.
Yeah.
Did I really put it on a vision board? Was it really clear?
I think that was a mistake.
True. So no, that hasn't happened that way. Yeah, but this The plan is working, but
The
it didn't
plan-
happen like it.
Okay,
The
so
original plan.
what you're saying is you came up with another plan.
Yes.
Like a more realistic,
Revised.
I like that.
You
A
know.
revised plan after graduation.
Yes.
And what did that look like for you?
First, I was in denial. I tried not to, and it was different for me. As in everybody, with we graduated with the pandemic just getting starting and all, and the government is like, "Oh yeah, you can hold on your student." I'm like, "Nice." That didn't apply for me.
Oh, because your loans
Yes.
were private loans.
Yeah, they don't know about it. Doesn't affect that way. So I see a bill. I'm like, it can't be.
The student loans are
Denial,
closed.
denial, stages of
The 5 stages of grief.
this is really happening now. I really have to pay. What numbers are we looking at? What? How often?
Who took this money? Like,
Me?
whose bill is this?
Yes. I did that a couple months, and then I was like, because of the different, I don't know why they do that with, you'll think because it's every year they'll crunch those numbers together, but then because of the rates are applying from different year, then it'll be different numbers, and that was like mumbo jumbo in my head. It wasn't making sense.
Like
'Cause it's
different monthly payments every month.
Yeah, and even if you're doing the same what is it called? Like union is like different, as in it just didn't make sense. So different rates and all, because of the different year, it's gonna be different rates. So it was just like it was too much. So, and then I was like, I paid like maybe let's say 3 months with that, and it was not working out for me in terms of being able to make it easier for my head to understand where I'm at with my principal and all that. So I looked in refinance, and I was able to consolidate the loans together and get a smaller interest rate, and be able to plan that out.
Oh,
yeah.
So in a way that made sense in your mind, like you have the same monthly payment and the same interest rate for everything.
For
so
everything.
you can plan ahead.
Yeah, and be able to see how can I pay faster and how much more and all that towards, you know, how you do with loans to be able to get out of your principal, and
Right.
of course the fastest way to not pay more of the interest. So yeah, so that's how that worked for me.
Oh, okay. So when did you start paying your student loans?
2021.
Oh, wow. You've been going through it. This is wow.
Where's the tissue?
I think you're fine. I think you're doing great actually, because for me, I did not start. I envy you now. I'm just like I have no experience in this, guys. Like I've never paid a student loan before. So my loans were federal loans. And so when the pandemic happened, we both graduated in May of 2020.
Yes.
And we actually didn't even have a graduation ceremony because of the pandemic.
We are virtual kids.
Right. So, but we graduated, guys. No doubt about it.
Yes.
And so usually you get a grace period of 6 months, and then you need to start paying off your loans. For me, when they put the pause on student loan repayment, I was still within my 6 months period, grace period. So I hadn't started paying, and then now the loans were paused. So I didn't start paying. And my plan was, because I didn't know like what this pause means, like how long it's gonna be for. And then there was talk of like loan forgiveness and everything. So I was like, you know what? Instead of paying, I'm just gonna put it aside, and in case somebody pays it off magically, then I'll be like, okay, like
God, yes.
amazing, hallelujah. But so that's kind of like the idea I went with. So initially, remember when I was in school, I was like, I'm gonna pay it off within the first 3 years. I still had that mindset. I still want to pay it off, but I was like, instead of paying it off, I'm just gonna put this money aside. So that's what I ended up doing, and then life happened. It lived, and guys, remember how I was like, I'm gonna live like a student the first 3 years of my life? I was out here getting married. I was out here having babies. I was out here buying houses. Like, like,
Life.
like life happens. So that hasn't, like, that plan didn't work, obviously. And so, the post continued, it continued, it continued, it continued. There was talk of student loan forgiveness, and I was like, that'd be great. But then they talked about it. The president said, okay, you're going to have some of your loans forgiven. And then all of a sudden, psych, that's not going to happen.
It's not it.
That's not it. And like now we are in October of 2023, and we have to resume paying the loans. Actually, they resumed back last month, but the first bill is this month. And I'm having to confront this. I don't know how to do this, guys. Like, how do you pay a student loan?
I've been there. I tried to call them and say, oh, can you push it a little more?
And then what did they say?
And then you see, they don't have empathy.
They don't. They don't have empathy.
No.
They don't. They're like, you took the loans, you pay for them.
It's like, I'm sorry, ma'am. Like, it's almost like I just work here. I mean,
I can't help you.
They didn't
I
say
can't
that,
help
but
you.
yeah.
Like, that's what they're saying.
Pretty much.
Like, these are your loans, you gotta pay for them.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
like, it's hefty, so you just like have to disassociate with it. I didn't
Yeah.
want to have to see it.
So what did you end up doing?
I put it on an automatic payment.
Auto pay. Take it out of my bank account. I
And
don't
I
even
don't
want
want
to
to see and
it.
remember what day comes out or not. So yeah,
You
I
just
put
like, you
yeah,
keep taking your money. I don't want to know.
I don't want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
But yeah. Okay, maybe I think I'll have to do that. Thank you for that tip. I think I have to do it on automatic payments because, I mean, first of all, you don't want to miss the payments because, that will affect your credit later. And then, of course, you're responsible for that debt. Like, you took it. You got the education. Okay, I should be talking to myself. I'm responsible for that debt. I took it. I got the education. I am benefiting from the education. I think it's valuable. It's worth it. It's been rewarding. And so I do want to pay it back. It's just, like I'm just coming from a point of never having had to pay it and now like incorporating it in my all the other things that I have going on. And so it can be a little bit of a stressful situation, especially for a lot of us that are starting back up again and maybe your finances are not great or, there's other issues going on and other things you've taken up. So we just wanted to do this video to encourage each other and to encourage you that might be out there and thinking you're by yourself, having to add another thing on top of everything else you have to do. There's a lot of us out here that are having to take on that debt. And when I say that, it feels like taking on something that's not ours, but it is ours. We have to take responsibility for it and be responsible about it and, just pay it off. But we are open to all those well-wishers.
yes.
Who might be willing to step in and save the day.
And for sure. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So guys, actually today is the day that my first payment is due.
How do you feel?
I was a little anxious, like in August and September. But now I think I've come to terms with it. I'm just like, I have to do this, like it has to be done because
Yeah, it has to.
it's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to be paying it off at the end of this video. But yeah, I think the whole idea is to encourage people and also let people know when they are younger, when you're starting out school, to be smart about how much debt you're taking on.
Yeah.
So would you say that your education was worth the loan?
Yes, most definitely.
Yeah.
And like if I would go back and I still didn't have any other resources, I'll still do it because it's been rewarding. I mean, as much as we have human nature where we don't want to see, we feel like, oh, that's just going away. I could be using it somewhere else.
Yeah.
Again, at the back end, I know I couldn't be where I am without that
Yeah.
foundation
Yeah.
and the student loan. And I'm grateful to God that I had the opportunity. I had a way to be able to do that. So many people will want to have that opportunity and they wouldn't even complain a day.
I know.
And but you're human, and we understand all these things, and just being able to be like, you know what, seeing the brighter side of it. I'm not I'm not sad. I'm happy. I'm grateful, and I'll still keep it alive. That one day I'll just wake up, and maybe it just goes away.
I know. Just
You
keep
know.
the hopes up because you never
I'm
know.
manifesting.
Yes.
Student loan is just
Scratched away.
sooner than later.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And it will happen. Either we'll do it or, some
Yes.
other way it
Yes.
will end up being paid off. So I think we'll just keep a journal, maybe like we'll keep each other accountable.
Yes.
And, just work this journey together just like we did, when we were going to school. We were there to encourage each other. And, even through this, we'll still continue to encourage each other to keep going and reminding each other that what we have is really valuable.
Yes.
So, yeah, I'm happy too. I may seem a little stressed out today because it's my first payment, but I really understand, the value of it and the opportunity that it afforded me, because obviously I wouldn't have done it without having somebody else take on that burden for me so that I can concentrate on school.
Yes.
And now I'm in a position to be able to pay it back. So, yeah. So I'm going to do this with joy in my heart, guys. And
I love that.
Yeah, just celebrate, because why not?
not?
It's another thing in life, and God has been gracious enough that it's not gonna be too stressful, at least from my perspective, and just the way things are. It's gonna be another added thing that I have to think about, but it is doable. So
Yeah, it just hit me. We actually had a conversation when I was trying to take student loan. I asked you about it. I asked, God, it's too much we're gonna do. And then you still told me, we have our degrees, we'll pay. And of course we did that.
I know.
Yes, it just hit me right now.
Wow, I don't even remember
Yeah,
that
because you
conversation.
just we'll just pay it off. We'll be good.
Yeah, and that was the mindset
So-
that I was going in with. Even me
Yes,
saying I'm just gonna pay it within 3 years,
Yeah.
is because in my mind it seems
So it
so
was
possible.
clear, yeah.
It's so clear.
Yeah.
You can even do the math.
Yeah.
If I make this much, I'm
You
gonna
could
pay off
pay
this
this, yeah.
much, and I'll be done by this time. And I mean, it's good to think about it that way,
Yeah.
and then also when the reality hits like it is now, you're also
Change gears.
you change gears, but you're also realistic with
Yeah.
it, and you're also responsible with it, and you're serious about it. So,
Yeah.
all right, guys, let's do this together.
I'm so proud of you.
Oh my God, you may need to hold my hand. Okay.
With joy and gratitude.
Oh, that's
Yes.
what I just said.
Yes.
We are doing this with joy, guys.
So proud.
So, look at this. I already put it here to make a payment.
It's happening.
It's happening. Okay.
And it says road to freedom.
It says road. That's the
I love it.
that's the
It is.
nickname I give the
I
account, because I'm
figured.
this is the road to freedom.
Yes.
We're not gonna be here for a long time, guys. So
Very short time.
very short time. Submit payment.
Sweet. It's done.
My first payment is done. Guys,
With joy and gratitude.
with joy and gratitude, we are going to repay these loans, and
And
we will see the end of them in Jesus' name.
Amen. Road to
Yes.
freedom. I love
Road
it.
to freedom.
That is awesome.
Thank you. Your payment has been made. I have made it. Yes.
10-10.
10 it is.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. All right.
All right.
I think that's it, guys. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. If you're repaying your loans, let us know how you do it. If you have questions about student loans, how to get them, how to get out of them, whatever it is, we're here. Like, let's talk about it. Let's normalize talking about student loans. It's not a taboo subject.
Yes.
Let's normalize it. Let's normalize talking about finances and planning and reality of things. If you want to follow my friend here, she is on TikTok. You can tell them your handles if you want them to follow you.
She'll put them down somewhere there.
Your Instagram and your TikTok.
Yeah, she's pushing me to add something else. So
yeah, guys, tell her she is talented, and you will listen to her, whatever she has to say. She's a really great girl, actually. She's been one of my closest friends since I moved to the US, actually, and it's been such a journey. And we've really held each other's hands through some of the toughest things in this life. So guys, follow her. Her name is Camille on Instagram. I'm gonna put it down here, and also her TikTok, and show her a lot of love. And thank you so much for coming here today.
It's my honor.
It's so amazing to have you on set. Honestly, I've been looking forward to the day. So
I wouldn't say the same.
you would, of course you wouldn't.
That's my first.
I'm so glad. Finally, I hope this gives you the courage to.
Yeah, it's the courage part that was
yeah.
I really.
But it's not so bad, right?
It's not so bad, but I love seeing it. It's just like amazing seeing you, and I'm like, yeah, I can do this with you. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
No, you can always do it with me, and I'm here to encourage you any day.
I know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
I appreciate you.
I love you. I love you. Yeah. So, all right. Thanks, guys, for hanging out with us, and see you in the next video. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and watch all our other videos. And Nick is somewhere here, guys. He is organizing all of this. You know how he is. So, you wanna say hi to the people?
Hi.
No cameo.
No. Yeah. So we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Bye bye.
That's it. You're done. You can turn it off now. So like, share, and subscribe, guys, and watch out for our next video. Love you.
Now I'm kinda glad you did, 'cause now you are